Sing that shit.
But before I hop right into it, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. Now, I know you guys have already heard of this app, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend that you go check it out. SeatGeek is an app that takes all the confusion out of buying a ticket. Be it a game, concert, Broadway show, whatever the occasion may be, they got you. And they even give you a out of 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or a bad deal. Green good, red bad. And if you're still kind of iffy on it, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And there will be a link to it in the description box below. And remember, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you will get $20 off your first purchase. So go check them out. Yo guys, what's going on? ModernHoops here, and I am back with another video. Alright, so to a lot of people, the Denver Nuggets have been the biggest surprise this season, and as the making of this video, they're second in the West with a record of 53-26. But as a Nuggets fan, or any Nuggets fan out there, this breakout season shouldn't come as that much of a surprise, because after missing the playoffs the last 2 seasons by only 1 game, and with the continued development of their young players such as Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, who's been having an incredible season, and Monte Morris, who I personally think should be a 6th Man of the Year candidate, and Malik Beasley and Gary Harris, it was only a matter of time. But right now, as this season is coming to an end with about 4 to 5 games left, which is pretty insane, and with the postseason coming up right around the corner, what is the goal or expectation for this team heading into postseason this year? How far can they really go? Because once again, heading to this season, not a lot of people saw this team being this good, being the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. And because of that, mixed with the fact that this is a young and upcoming team with little to no playoff experience, a lot of people see them as being a first round exit, or see them as the Atlanta Hawks team that won 60 games a couple years back. But based on everything I've seen this season from the Nuggets, they could be one of the more scarier teams to face in the playoffs this season, depending on who they face and a couple of factors. Now, since it does look like they're going to end up with the 2nd seed, that means they're going to have home court advantage throughout most of the postseason. And this season, the Nuggets have been one of the best teams in the NBA while playing at home, with a home record of 32-7. They're a whole different animal while playing at home, and mixed with the altitude, they can be a real problem than a lot of people are letting on. Also, looking at the standings, it seems like they're going to be facing either the Spurs or the Thunder in the first round. And the Thunder, ever since the All-Star break, has been struggling massively and are heavily dependent on the play of Paul George. So if he does end up underperforming, it could affect the team as a whole. Also, we know how inefficient Westbrook can be at times, and the Thunder also lacks in 3-point shooting. And not to mention, the Nuggets did end up sweeping them in the season series. And as for the Spurs, well, we all know how DeMar DeRozan gets sometimes in the postseason, and the Spurs have struggled this season on the defensive end of the floor, and they also haven't been that great on the road. And once again, we also know how dominant of a team the Nuggets are at home. And I'm also taking Jokic over LaMarcus Aldridge, and overall, the Nuggets are just a better, more complete and talented team than the Spurs. They also have one of the better benches in the league, so they have depth. The Nuggets are top 10 in both offensive rating and defensive rating this season. But of course, we all know what Greg Popovich is capable of doing, but in a series between the Nuggets and the Spurs, I'm picking the Nuggets, so I do see them coming out of the first round. But the second round is where it gets a bit more complicated, because they'll probably end up facing the Rockets or the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, the Nuggets have struggled this season against the Rockets, going 1-3, and if Harden is able to maintain his amazing play, it could be a wrap for the Denver Nuggets. But the only way I do see the Nuggets, being competitive and turning this into a series is if their bench shows up. One of the biggest reasons or factors for the Nuggets' success this season has been their bench unit, which ranks 8th in the league. But after the All-Star break, their bench production did drop off just a little bit. But once the postseason comes around, guys like Monte Morris and Malik Beasley and Mason Plumlee and Torrey Craig gotta show up if the Nuggets want to go far. They gotta find an answer for James Harden and Clint Capella, or slow them down. And the Nuggets also have a lot of defensive guys they can throw at Harden. And if this does end up turning into a close series, the Nuggets have also shown throughout the season that they're one of the better teams this season in clutch situation. And with that being said, we also know how James Harden could underperform at times during the playoffs. So once again, This won't be an easy series for the Nuggets, and the favorable matchup would be the Portland Trailblazers, especially after losing Jusuf Nurkic to that terrible injury. Once again, prayers up. But you know, Jamal Murray got to be consistent, and you know, Gary Harris got to show up. He's been struggling heavily this season, dealing with a lot of nagging injuries, but he got to show up in the postseason if this Denver Nuggets team want to go far. But overall, the Denver Nuggets are a great team, but a lot of people like to count them out or call them, you know, the 61 Hawks team from a couple of seasons ago because of their youth and inexperience in the postseason. But for one, this team is young and hungry, and we've also seen a lot of crazy upsides in the postseason these past couple of years from young and upcoming teams. For example, let's not forget last season when the Thunder lost to a rookie-led Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell in the first round. Also, let's look at what the Celtics' young core did without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. The Nuggets have the personnel and talent to go far and challenge any team in the West, well, besides the Warriors, of course, and they also have a great veteran player in Paul Millsap, who also has experience in the postseason, and Isaiah Thomas has a great locker room presence, and sometimes there's just something about being the underdogs, and I believe this team could shock a lot of people in the postseason. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How far do you see this Denver Nuggets team going in the postseason? But that's all I got for you guys today. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe for more NBA content. And once again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will be reading a lot of the comments. And while you're at it, go follow me on all my social medias. Links to my Twitter and Instagram will be in the comment section below and in the description box below. But with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you all later. Peace.